Trying to live a healthier life while being a gamer, streamer, or even an office worker? Don't worry, I got the solutions for you. And welcome to the Heroes Forge podcast, where we help millennial geeks, gamers, and cosplayers bring out their strongest, most confident, most awesome heroic selves. I am your coach, Troy Bushido, and as a fellow gamer and, to be honestly, remote worker, look, I know the feeling. See, pre-pandemic, my life was literally in the gym. In the gym. I would start my training sessions with clients at like 5:30 in the morning sometimes, first class at 6, last session at 7, take a power nap in the middle, and if I wasn't doing one-on-one sessions, I was doing group classes, and I was just cranking out steps after steps after steps after steps, and that all changed when COVID hit. I parted ways with the gym I worked for during that lockdown, and I ended up getting a remote fitness coaching job. You see, the majority of my day job nowadays is remote fitness, wellness, and nutrition coaching. Pretty much seated down like this, using Zoom and messaging a lot. In fact, it became a point where I was getting less healthy, less active, more sedentary, more stressed. I even took another job at a boxing gym just so I could work outside of this desk for a couple hours a week. Not only that, but I am a pretty avid gamer. Xbox Game Pass has me by the balls. And when something awesome drops, I try to get it if, budget and time allows. See, with all this combined, the gaming and the remote work, I find myself seated just as much as any typical office worker, administrator, IT guy, business owner. Being in this type of environment for hours on end, makes it really hard to unleash your inner hero. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Ways to incorporate activity and healthy habits into your office routine and your gaming lifestyle. All right, first tip, desk-size breaks. That sounds so cheesy, but just bear with me here. Incorporate quick exercises into your daily routine. Whether you're on the workday or in a long streaming marathon, or if you're just having that typical streaming block of around 3 hours, try desk stretches, see leg lifts, rotational ab exercises, and all sorts of shoulder and chest stretches that get tightened up while you're gaming. Especially you console gamers that do a little bit of a lean like myself and then have the control in your hand, or you good old mouse and click clackers, like this, you want to be able to open up your chest again. So I would definitely suggest exercises that hit the mid back, the rear delts, as well as do stretches right here in the shoulder regions. And obviously you're going to want to get up and get some hip flexor stretches. The second tip is pretty simple. Stand up. Whether you are having a long work day or a long streaming marathon, get up. You just instantly burn a little bit more calories doing things from a standing position than a seated position. Also, it's just far more healthier on your hips and on your lower back if you have these bouts of standing up. So my big tip is to either have a standing desk or do a DIY setup. My DIY setup is actually pretty rock simple. I actually got a one of those desk trays that people would use in bed, and I put it on a standard issue desk, and then I elevated my keyboard to the point where I'd be able to reach up a little bit higher on it, and I elevate my mouse. This is really useful if you don't want to buy a full-on standing desk, though those are very useful too. Third tip, the timer tactic. Set regular interval timers throughout your workday and your gaming session to remind you to stand up, stretch, or take a quick break. Use these breaks to recharge, get the blood flowing once again, and kind of get the whole body loose. This is why I love single player gaming more so than online gaming, because I could use something called a Pomodoro timer to take 5-minute activity breaks from 25-minute gaming bouts. This is exactly what I did during the Extra Life Gaming Marathon, where I was set to game for 24 hours, split up into blocks of 12 hours straight. Now, me to sit like this gaming for 12 hours would have wreaked havoc on my body. But instead, I put on a Pomodoro timer, which said 25 seconds of gaming, 5 seconds of movement. This is the same Pomodoro timer that I've used on my workday, mainly because I have ADHD and trying to stay on task without any sense of timing urgency just makes it wreak havoc on my brain and on my attention span. So if you're into timers, definitely include that. How's it going, Troy, in the editing room? Just reminding you that today's episode is sponsored by the Heroes Forge Discord. I won't go into a long spiel ad like this is Raid Shadow Legends, but if you want a virtual community, you got it. If you want support, you got it. If you have questions you want answered, you got it. If you want cheat sheets from all these episodes in PDF format, you got it. If there's anything I can do to back you up, that's the best place to reach me. The link to the Discord is in the description below. Now back to the episode. Look, I know I talked about a lot of long form gaming or long bouts of gaming, but for you people that are working from an office, I definitely recommend adding some activity into the commute. If you're able to choose active modes of transportation during the summertime, like walking, biking, in Chicago, we have something called Divvy, which is like rent-a-bikes. I think it's sponsored by Lyft, honestly. Do that. Even include parking a little bit further away from your building can add some movement throughout your day. Got a few more points left for you. The next one's the most obvious one, and that's why I didn't want to open up with it, but gaming has workout games now. And if you want to explore fitness games on gaming consoles, by all means, they can turn movement-based cardiovascular exercise into a gaming experience and therefore make it more enjoyable. The classic back in the day was good old DDR, especially for those of us that didn't know how to dance. But if you want to learn to dance, play Just Dance. Some of the more advanced and more expensive ways of enjoying cardio is using the Oculus. Wait, is it even called the Oculus anymore? VR. Let's just call it VR. I don't like using that other word. Fuck you, Zucks. But, games like Super Hot or Supernatural put you in the middle of the action. Especially Super Hot, which basically makes you a virtual action hero, living your own inner John Wick life. Supernatural is just basically Taibo on steroids. For those of you who don't know Taibo, it was a 90s cardio kickboxing sensation on VHS tape. Yes, I am an elder millennial. Yes, I remember those things. Whew. But Supernatural is just its more up-to-date counterpart. Now, you can even do something as simple as taking a portable console and bringing it with you to an exercise bike. I remember one fitness influencer, Big Brandon Carter, he said he hated cardio. So what he would do is he'd take his Nintendo Switch, put on Super Smash Bros. And just start pedaling on the bike for 30 minutes while playing Smash. But that's another option if you don't want to devote your investments into actual fitness gaming. Just take your portable gaming onto an exercise bike. Now, with all this talk about activity and hustle, you definitely want to add some hustle to your water and your hydration. You need water as an excuse to move. Place your water source a little bit further away. During those 25-minute to 5-minute Pomodoro breaks, get up and hydrate. Once you're moving around, go ahead and get the water break. Guess what you gotta do after a water break? You gotta pee, which means it's another excuse to get up and out of your desk, just to get rolling and get moving around. Finally, if you're working remote, and if you could afford it and you have the space, use a DIY office gym. I take that back. Assemble a DIY office gym. My top 5 favorite DIY items in an office gym are resistance bands, small, 2 pairs of dumbbells, maybe a portable kettlebell if you have the room, yoga mat, or even if you want to get sophisticated, throw a treadmill underneath your standing desk. At the very least, put one of those little mini pedal bikes underneath your desk as well if you want just a little bit of biking movement. I've seen a lot of people put a desk on top of an exercise bike and just be able to work on their laptop while pedaling. That is perfect. So whether you be doing some strength stuff or better yet, get some steps in and get some cardio in at least 30 minutes a day, definitely using the DIY office gym would be perfect for that. So all in all, just remember one big point. Everything when it comes to your goals, whether it's wellness, health, finances, ambitions, being an awesome Twitch streamer or a CEO, everything in the pursuit of your goals is a dial. So you could turn your journey on that goal up to a 10 or dial it down to a 2. All I ask, especially when it comes to your health and wellness, is don't turn your dial to a 0. Don't let that dial go and you're out. Health, wellness, fitness, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing game. It doesn't have to be something that you have to set aside for a time or opportunity where you can go all in on it, bruh! And get on it, brother! I went from like CrossFit Chad to like Hulk Hogan in 2 seconds. Jeez. But you get what I mean. Even if you have to turn your wellness pursuits and your health goals down to a 2 and get just the minimal amount of movement in to maintain, that is still a win. Just don't let yourself fall to 0. Once again, if you like this little mini-sode, be sure to like and subscribe. Be on the lookout for future episodes. And if you're looking for a workout program or the best workout split for you and your goals, check out this video over here. I'll see you on the other side.